In the year 1996 in the southeastern part of the European continent, a young girl is a victim of the conflict in her country. Along with other young girls, he was held captive in a house, where they are used as an outlet for desire by soldiers. This girl has a physical disability, so he was assigned as an assistant in the house, and the assignment gave him the opportunity to devise an escape plan. The film begins with a girl named Angel. It just came out of a vent. She was forced to live in a house that became the nightmare of all women. Where in the house there was a group of women who were forced to become indulgences for the soldiers. They are the kidnapped victims of an organization that traffics in illegal drugs as well as women. The organization was headed by a man named Victor. He warned all the women he had kidnapped by killing one of them. The task of the Angel is to clean and take care of all the women who have been tainted by the soldiers. Not only that, Angel is also told to inject women with illegal drugs so that when raped they do not rebel. And not a few of them died as a result of frequent torture. Because this Angel has a birthmark on his face and people with speech impairment. So Victor assigned him to take care of the house and the women alone. He thinks that the figure of Angel is not attractive in the eyes of men. For your information, speech impairment is a person's inability to speak and hear. Once, Angel took care of a beautiful girl who had just been kidnapped by the plot. The girl named Vanya tried to talk to him because she didn't get a response. He realized that Angel could not speak or hear, therefore use only sign language. When Angel came out of his room, instantly the moment reminded Angel of his sister who often communicated with sign language with him. Because of her small body, this Angel has a habit of sneaking through the ventilation in the house. After crawling along the bottom of the house, Angel came out through the ventilation in his room. Because Vanya can speak sign language, they get along quickly. But when Angel was busy chatting, suddenly there were Victor's men on patrol. Fortunately, Angel could feel the man's footsteps so that he could escape without being caught. The next day, came a man who wanted to enjoy her body. Angel, who knew about it, tried to peek out of the vent and witnessed how Vanya was raped, as well as tortured by the man. And after the man left, Angel rushed to clean her body because the beautiful girl was constantly moaning in pain. Victor called a doctor. Not long after that came a doctor named Andre, who immediately checked Vanya's condition. The doctor sternly warned Victor to be careful in running his dark business. But the words of the doctor Andre even ignited the emotions of Victor, who then even told him to leave immediately. Victor then approached Angel and told the girl to come to his room. Their Angel was given a key that was the key to the exit from the house. Victor confidently said that Angel would not leave the place, because he loves her so much. Finally that night Angel was forced to serve the desire of Victor. The story then moves on, where Victor has several guests and one of them is a man named Goran. Goran arrives with some of his men who are the conspirators who kidnapped Angel and killed his family. While the leader is discussing important matters with Victor, Goran's men have fun with the girls in the house. In a room, Goran tells Victor that their business has not been going well lately. In addition to Victor who misappropriated their business funds, they were also threatened with closure because they had been smelled by government spies. As a result, Victor became the target of anger, because he is responsible for the business they run. Meanwhile, through one of the vents in the house, Angel witnesses Vanya being raped by Goran's men. The brutal game of the army made Vanya scream in pain, and finally died on the spot. The incident then provoked the anger of Angel, who secretly came out of hiding. With a knife, Angel stabs the soldier's body, until the man met his end. It turned out that the noise that occurred in the room was heard by Goran and his men. And when they broke into the room, all that was seen was the body of Vanya and a friend of theirs in a terrible condition. Hearing footsteps coming from the vents, Goran suspects that it was Angel who did it. Goran was so upset that he shot a girl who was there right in the head. Then while Goran and Victor are fighting, Angel quietly crawls out of the vent to the exit of the house. Unfortunately, he was tricked by Victor, who had given him a fake key. And the Angels knew it, but luckily the girl managed to escape through the ventilation again. When Angel wanted to get out of the ventilation of a room, suddenly there was a Victor's men who immediately caught him. Again, luck was in the hands of Angel, who still kept the injection of the forbidden drug and directly injected it into the man's body. After the man fell unconscious, Angel again looking for a way to get out of the house. Fed up with the place, the girl was desperate to get out of the window gap and jumped from the top floor. It turns out that Angel's struggle was not in vain. Until finally he managed to escape into the forest, but only ran a few meters. Angel suddenly fell because he tripped over something. It turned out to be the bodies of girls who once inhabited the house and were buried undeservedly. This slowed Angel's efforts to hide. She was eventually found by Victor. Not long after, Goran came along with one of his men who wanted to hold Victor accountable. When they got into a fight again, Angel took the opportunity to stab Victor in the leg with a knife. Victor accidentally shoots a gun into the body of Goran's men, who turn out to be Goran's own younger brother. Upon learning that his brother is dead, Goran avenges him by killing Victor. Meanwhile, Angel, who had been running, finally found a house where people are willing to help. After a short rest, Angel realized that he had been helped by the wife of his brother Goran. At the same time, Goran calls his sister-in-law and tells her everything that has happened, including about Angel. Now the woman and Angel both know that their status is as opponents, not friends. A fight between the two women was inevitable. Again, Angel was lucky and managed to finish off his brother-in-law Goran in a pretty cruel way. When Goran arrived at the house, Angel had already fled through the back door. Goran then pursues Angel until they arrive at a factory. Even though the factory workers were large, they immediately obeyed when Goran told them to go out. Angel cleverly lures Goran to chase him into a narrow pipe, and sure enough, the soldier was immediately squeezed when he wanted to pass a turn. After silencing Goran's mouth with his underwear, Angel crawled out of the factory. Now the girl can escape quietly, because he believes Goran will soon die from the smoke of the factory exhaust. Angel then ran to a house where there is an old woman. After Angel fell unconscious in his arms, the old woman called her husband. That turned out to be Dr. Andre, the Dr. Victor. The doctor rushed Angel into his house to be treated.